Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the F major chord. This chord is actually a huge milestone for people who just started learning guitar because it involves using, you know, more than just the tip of your finger, and it's actually a very tough chord to hold because it does hurt the person when they try it out for the first time. So before we get into what shape I want to talk to you about, I know that most of you would be finding it difficult to play the F major chord, and I think that's because even in the easy version of this or the open string version of this, there is a bar that you have to form. Like now, a bar is pressing down a bunch of notes in the same fret with one finger. So you're pressing down all of these strings, right? And in the easy version, you press down the bottom two strings, which are relatively easier than the top ones because they're thinner. But getting that hold, and it's gonna hurt the side of your finger, and it's the pain is a little more noticeable because you've not really used that part of your finger to play a chord. And the first tip I'd like to teach you for playing this chord is that um, a lot of the times when I've said put your thumb behind the fretboard, I've told you that it's okay to have a little bit poking out on the top, like maybe that much or a little more. But in this one, it's imperative that you keep your thumb right, like in the center of this distance, the width of the fretboard. Your thumb should be in the center, and why that is because the part of your hand that's going to play the bar or fretting down multiple notes in the same fret in the same line is going to be at the bottom of the fretboard, the bottom two strings. So for your thumb to be up here, it's going to be difficult. Do you see how that actually happened? This is something I want to point out to you. If I put my thumb up here and I have to bar these strings, if my thumb's up here, then my finger's going to be at a weird angle. My finger wants to bar them like this. It wants to be straight if I just remove my thumb completely. But if I put my thumb up here, it automatically goes to the side. It's a reflex action. I can't really control it that much. But if I put my thumb down here, then my wrist and the direction of my finger is able to pivot down. Let me just come a little closer for you guys. Yeah, there we go. So if my thumb's up here, it's going to be sideways like that. And if my thumb's down here, it becomes straight. It's almost like a reflex action. And once you've got this down, you're using your thumb to hold your finger sort of in a more straight 90-degree fashion or semi 90-degree fashion. You can actually pluck out each note. And that's how you play the chord. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this chord, just because it is a kind of a difficult uh, shape to get into, especially if you've not done it before. So when it comes to the F major chord, the notes that make up an F major chord are F, A, and C. All right. So if we look at this shape, the one we just looked at, the third fret on the fourth string is your F, and the second fret on the G string is your A, and the first fret on the B string is your C. And those are the three notes that form the triad, the major triad as we call it. And the bottommost note on the first string, the first fret on the first string, that is an F note. So you got two Fs, you got one A, and you got a C. Now, if you could just take that formula and apply it to different parts of the fretboard, you can create this triad of three notes that really matter. So if you're just starting out to learn F, and you don't have time to learn the bar right now, and you got to play it live somewhere, you got to maybe put out a song, you want to give someone a birthday present, and writing them a song is part of it, something like that, you can just fret down the third fret on the D string or the fourth string. You can fret down the second fret on the G string or the third string, and the first fret on the B string or the second string. And just those three notes should give you the essence of an F major chord. Now, that being said, you can find different places to play these three notes, right? For example, if you have F, A, C in this shape, you also, if you move the E major shape forward by one fret, you get a C, an F, and an A, particularly in that order, descending from fifth string, fourth string, and third string. So I just want to show you the difference in sounds. And because we're arranging these notes in different orders of bass and treble in the first example and the second example, they sound a little different, but the overarching theme that they cater to is F. Now, if you take the D major shape and you move your ring finger in this shape up to the sixth fret on the B string and you fill in the rest of the fingers behind, that too is in F major shape. Now, there are a lot of variations you can do with this shape, and why I'm talking about it is because um, this video series is going to lead into bar chords as well, and F major, the big boy way of playing F major is actually just learning how to play a bar chord. So we spoke earlier about moving the E major shape forward, and if we can play that like this with our third finger on the third fret of the A string, our little finger, sorry, on the third fret of the D string, and our middle finger on the second fret of the G string, and then we bar the entire first fret with our index finger. And I just want to tell you that you don't have to press down everything. It is a good exercise to play the whole fret out like that, but actually when you're covering up three out of those six strings with other fingers, you can actually focus on the bottom part of the bar and the top part of the bar. And that's how you play F major as a bar chord. I think those were all of the things that I wanted to say about F major. But like I said, if you have to learn it ASAP, if it's an emergency, if you gotta write your girlfriend a song or something, um, this shape right here is the way to go. And I would say avoid playing that first string because it needs to be an F. And if you leave it open and you play it, that's a natural E note. So if you have F and E sounding at the same time, it's gonna sound like this. So it's a little dissonant. It's not what the ear necessarily wants to hear. And yeah, I think that would be my last tip on playing the cheaper or the simpler version of F major. If you like this video, if you liked all the tips that I spoke about, if you like the multiple positions that I spoke about, please do comment below telling me that you liked it. I would get, like, some sort of reassurance that the content that I'm making is actually suited to the viewers who are getting to see this channel. And please do subscribe if you think it was worth your time, and stick around for more content like this. I'll be uploading videos as soon as I can and as often as I can. So until next time, thank you so much for watching as always.